Hi, I'm Dr. Kushagra Mathur, and before you guys go back to our daily routine of hitting, kicking, slapping, or even spitting at doctors, who does that? Let me get this thing straight. We, as doctors, are not there to save your lives. We are there to beautify your lives and to help you maintain a good health. You must have seen superhero movies where a superhero goes inside a burning building or a falling building and he actively saves the people there. We are basic human beings with a slight knowledge of how to save a life, but that does not make us responsible for someone's death. Coming to the first thing, the term doctor comes from the Latin of docere, which means to teach, which has got nothing to do with patients or diseases or illnesses or treatment. And to teach what? How to maintain a good health. That's the basic of a doctor. Coming to the first agenda, that doctors charge so much for their as a consultation fee, and they give unnecessary prescriptions and investigations. Well, it's the right of a doctor to have a consultation fee and to decide the amount that he's going to take as a consultation fee. That does not give you the right to, if the consultation fee is high, you cannot hit a doctor because of that. Also, you cannot say that, oh, ये डॉक्टर इतने पैसे ले रहा है फिर भी मैं पेशेंट को ट्रीट नहीं किया, डंडा कहाँ है? Let's say that my consultation fee is 1000. I'm not buying a life for 1000 bucks. I may be able to treat the patient, I may not be able to treat the patient. Either way, it's not an indication to hit a doctor. Coming to the prescription and investigations, obviously it's your right, it's the patient's right to ask a doctor why he or she is writing such drug. डॉक्टर ये आप ड्रग क्यों लिख रहे हो, पिछली बार तो आपने कुछ और लिखा था, या फिर हम ये वाली गोली लेते हैं, हम ये ले सकते हैं क्या? और अच्छा, ये सीटी क्यों लिखा है, ये एमआरआई क्यों नहीं लिखा, एमआरआई नहीं करवा सकते क्या यहाँ पे, या ये एमआरआई क्यों है, ये एक्सरे क्यों नहीं है? A doctor will get frustrated, a doctor will get irritated, but it's your right to know the things that you are being given, the drugs that you are being given, the investigations that you are supposed to do. If you do not want a particular drug, if you do not want to do a particular investigation, don't do. डॉक्टर ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन बेकार है, हम नहीं करा रहे, दैट्स ऑल, मत करवाओ. देयर इज नो नीड टू हिट समवन. हम ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन तो कराएंगे नहीं, ऊपर से हम मारेंगे और आपको. It's not going to work. Also, stop believing that doctors will save lives. We'll try to save a life. Also, all doctors do not save lives, which brings us to the second agenda of dentists are not real doctors. Well, you can see this as two ways. Firstly, dentists can be seen as specialists of oral cavity and its contents, and maybe the entire face, either that way, or as someone who is beautifying your life, not treating a disease per se, but a dentist beautifies your life. Obviously, you won't die if you have bad teeth, bad or unhygienic oral cavity, but it's obviously better to have white teeth, right? Have good oral hygiene. There's a concept of morbidity and mortality that we talk about. Mortality means death. Morbidity means decrease in normal functioning of the body. When you talk of diabetes in itself won't cause death. You must be knowing many patients who have been suffering from diabetes since 30-40 years, and diabetes won't kill them, but it will cause increase in morbidity. Morbidity is decrease in normal functioning, like it will affect his or her nervous system, peripheral nerves, feeling of numbness in the fingers, or tingling sensation, needles and pricks, ऐसा लग रहा है कोई सुई चुभा रहा है कई समय से पैरों में और हाथ में. डिक्रीज इन सेंसेशंस, वो ठंडा छुएंगे पता ही नहीं चलेगा ठंडा है, गर्म छुएंगे पता ही नहीं चलेगा गर्म है, हाथ जल जाएंगे. Similarly, it affects the eyes. It can cause cataracts, which do not need introduction. It can cause blindness, and it can also cause heart attacks, which will lead to morbidity. But in itself, diabetes is not heart attack will cause mortality, but in itself diabetes is not causing any mortality, it's increasing the morbidity, and we as doctors are trying to decrease the morbidity. Also dentists, there are some MBBS doctors also who do not really save lives. If you take BDS as not being MBBS, thus not being real doctors, there are some MBBS doctors also who do not save lives, like anatomists, like physiologists, like forensic medicine experts. The people who are expert in forensic medicine, their job begins when someone dies, so obviously they are not saving a life. And if you want to talk of clinicians, there are clinicians like dermatologists, like ophthalmologists, who don't save lives, but they are beautifying your life. Blindness won't kill you, but having bad skin won't kill you, but it's always good to have good skin. Coming to the third agenda of Ayurveda. I know this is we are practicing evidence-based medicine, and it's time of modern medicine, but we as Indians especially, we should not forget the roots of modern medicine and the medicine in the first place. Some things of modern medicine that we are practicing, they have been there in the world, or maybe in India, since 5,000 years, like since Ayurveda was very actively practiced. I'll give one example of this, like the treatment of stable tachycardia. What do you mean by stable tachycardia? Something that happens to you after you run a marathon. You have a very high heartbeat, and the heart rate is up to 120, also 120, 130, but you are stable. What do you do normally? You take some rest and everything gets back to normal. What American Heart Association suggests, if you have a stable tachycardia, you do something that we call vagal stimulation. You keep your fingers on the vagus, the carotid sheath that's here, and you give a slight massage. If you ever want to try this after you run a marathon or after you go up a flight of stairs, do not do it bilaterally. And I don't need to explain it, but if you do it bilaterally, the blood supply to your brain will decrease, and you may not die, but you may collapse. Okay, so vagal stimulation causes decrease in heart rate and blood pressure. How? Because vagus nerve is known to be a parasympathetic nerve, which is a sympatholytic nerve. Sympatho means pertaining to sympathetic system. Lytic means lysis, breaking down. It breaks down the sympathetic system. Sympathetic system activity. Sympathetic system increases your heart rate and BP, something that happens to you when you see a black dog, or just a dog, or a lion, or a snake, or a lizard. It decreases the sympathetic outflow, it increases the parasympathetic outflow, thus decreasing the heart rate and your blood pressure. How do you meditate? When you talk of yoga, when you talk of Ayurveda, how do you meditate? You sit cross-legged, you keep both your arms on your knees, and you're like, oh, that's what people do when they are told to meditate. It has been seen, it has been proven that parasympathetic outflow increases and the vagus nerve is stimulated every time someone sit cross-legged, or whenever you raise the legs of a person. So whenever you sit cross-legged, your parasympathetic outflow increases, your heart rate and BP decrease, and when you do it for a longer period of time, eventually, physiologically, there is a decrease in heart rate and decrease in blood pressure. That is why the people who suffer from blood pressure and who are type A personality, the people are very fidgety, the people are always stressed, easy to irritate people, they are told to meditate. And meditate how? By sitting in a cross-legged position, and because that increases the parasympathetic outflow, stimulates the vagus nerve, and decreases the heart rate. Something that we have been practicing since, 5,000-6,000 years ago, and something that the Western countries have seen just 5 or 6 decades ago. I think it was in 1950 or a few more decades before it. And AHA, American Heart Association, used it after 2011, I think. I'm not sure, but in the ACLS protocol, it's the vagus stimulation is, I think it's after 2011, which is not even 1 decade. So do not forget your roots. Do not forget that doctors are human beings, and do not hit a doctor. There's a paper that I have published, I have co-authored with a few more people, a friend of mine, a few professors, which is about medical vandalism, and which shows that how this thing of hitting doctors is prevalent all over the world. It's there in China, it's there in UK, and we have mentioned it. If you want, I can send the link. Do not forget your roots. Do not hit doctors. Do not forget that doctors are also human beings. Happy Doctors Day, and thank you.